Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Vanessa's Journeys. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm good. I'm really good. It's a beautiful day here. It's nice and warm, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that it's nice and warm, but it's a beautiful day. People are out walking their dogs. Let's see, this lady is walking her dog, or the dog is walking her. As the thing may be, the birds are out doing their thing. People are walking, checking things out. I'm hanging out here by the bridge. Why? Because it's a beautiful day. And yeah, you can see the song, It's a Beautiful Day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. So what's been happening since I last talked to you? Not a whole lot new. It is September. That means that we're back into our school schedule. School has started, and that means for me, school has started as well. I am in a new school. It's called Poyav. And I go there once a week on Wednesday. I do an English club there with kids who are in first and third grade, and it's fun. I have met two of the kids. Have now said, "This is my friend Vanessa." I met one of the kids today when I was having lunch, and she's like, "Hi, hi." She gave me a big hug, and I met her mom, and her mom said, that her daughter really likes English club. And I'm like, "That's really awesome." Her daughter's name is Angelina, and she's a friend of one of my students. And just to give you a little background on the whole school thing. How this started. Well, my pastor's daughter, in case I don't remember if I told you the story last time, but my pastor's daughter Amanda, she's 13. She goes to that school for her Ukrainian lesson and her music lesson. And her brother goes to the school for learning. He goes half day to school. You can actually be there for full day. So you go in the morning and you have lunch there, and then you have a break, and then they do homework with you, and then you have dinner, and you have different clubs and stuff that you go to. They take you out on excursions and that sort of thing. It's a really cool school. But what happened was that Amanda heard that they wanted a teacher. And she's like, I know one. And so she told them all about me. And then one day during my lessons with her friends who live upstairs from her, she came bursting in and said, Miss Vanessa, I think I've gotten you a job. I'm like, you've gotten me a what? I said, I've gotten you a job. Okay, doing what? Well, you can volunteer and do speaking club at the school where I go to. I'm like, okay. She goes, but I need your contact information. Okay. I'm like looking at her like, okay. So I wrote down my information and my phone number and my email address and all that good stuff. And I told her, it was just on a piece of paper because I don't have little business cards, which is something I might want to get. And I told her to guard this with your life because it has all of my information on it. And, in today's world on social media and stuff, you have to be very careful. So anyway, I'm going to change directions here because my feet got tired of standing that way. And we're going to go this way. It's a little cloudy. Let's go this way. So anyway, I got a message from the school. And they invited me to come. And so I taught a lesson there. And I don't remember what I taught. It was 3 lessons ago. And it went pretty well. We had a lot of kids that time. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then it was the interview with the director. Between then, I got my CV ready. My CV was really old. And so I had to update it a lot. Next time I might make one in Ukrainian as well. That might be good. Anyway, so I handed them my CV and they looked at it and they said, "Oh, this is good. We know some of the people on here," because a lot of the people I know, their kids go to that school. And so that's kind of cool. They said, "Well, can you come back next week?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they said, "What time?" And I said, "Well, I can be here at 3. And they said, "Okay, can you come at 3:30? And I thought for a minute because I have another lesson after them. I said, "Yes, I can," because it was just for an hour. And my next lesson will start at 5. And then that's from 5 to 6. And then I will drive to English club. So it's like bam, 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 bam. But it all works out. So I came back and I've been going back. And I have fun with the kiddos. We don't have a big group. But I have fun with the ones I have. In fact, it was Sasha. He was downstairs changing his shoes because you don't wear your street shoes inside. And his mom was there. And Sasha goes, "This is my friend Vanessa." Like, oh, that's really cool. It was such a heartwarming thing. So anyway, yeah, I have English club there on Wednesdays at 3:30. And it's a lot of fun. And it's interesting doing English club for little kids because I'm used to doing English club for like teens and adults. But this is for little, so I'm learning a lot, and I hope they're learning a lot too. We're going to switch directions again. I'm into switching directions. Let's go this way. What else? That's been going on since the beginning of school. English club at church will start this Wednesday at 6:30. In fact, I just made a video announcement about that. I'm looking forward to that. I changed things up a bit. I hope people will come. We'll have grammar first, 2 different sections of grammar, one for beginners and one for those who know a little bit. So we'll see how that works out. And a friend of mine who is from Gluka, she's a teacher. She's going to help me, and she's going to do the beginners group for grammar. She's a little nervous because she hasn't taught grammar for a while, and she's not sure that she can do it in English. I'm like, but you speak English, you speak fine. She goes, yes, but I speak really slow. That's okay. It doesn't matter if they're adults. They will speak slow too. So go on and speak slow, and don't worry about it. I will help you as I can. So I sent her some materials, and I need to send her some more. And I'm looking forward to what's going to happen. So, this Wednesday is going to be more of a get to know you. This is how things are going to be, that kind of thing. What else is happening? All the camps that we've been doing over the summer have finished. And like I said, we are now back into our regular schedule. We have Thursday night Bible study, which has now moved to a home instead of being in the church. And we have the feedings on Friday, which I am wanting to go to more of. I'm going to switch again. We're going to go like this. This seems to be more comfortable for my back. It's hurting a little today. I want to go to more of that. A lot of that depends on how my back and how my foot and how my knee are doing on that particular day, but I really do want to return to that again. I really like that ministry, and I want to go back. In fact, we're going to be doing another feeding on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock outside our church, and that's for the people who live by the church. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make that because I have a lesson from 12 to 1, and I won't make it to church until like 1:20 if I bust out the door. But that's okay. You can't be everywhere at once, right? Right. What else is going? Joel is going to take a little bit of sabbatical. He's going to disappear for a while. Not disappear. He's going to be around, but he won't be teaching at church. And the reason behind this is that we're trying to get back to our pre-war days as far as church. So it's not always Joel doing everything, that it's other people doing everything. So we've got, our other 2 pastors, and we've got elders, and we've got leaders, and we've got missionaries. So between all of us and the body of Christ, things should run like a well-oiled wheel, as they say. And it's not that we don't need him or miss him. It's just that everything has been on him, and that has contributed to him burning out. So he's going to spend time with his family. As you know, during the last camp, he fell and he hurt his ribs, and then he got really sick. And he hasn't really recovered a lot. So this can give him some time to rest and to heal and to get stronger, So we'll see him a couple of times. He's going to be at our Thanksgiving gathering, and he'll pop in every now and then and listen to the teachings, but he won't be in charge. He'll come in and he'll leave. Come in and leave. Come in and leave. Did I say come in and leave? That's what's going on. I have lessons, private lessons. Let's see, how many do I have? I've got Dima, I've got Emma Yeva, who are in Mukachewa. I have a new boy in Mukachewa. I've got 2 online, so that's 5. I think, am I missing anybody? And I've got Nicole. So that's 6 lessons, and I've actually had to turn some kids down because everybody is after school, and there's only so much I can do after school. The new boy that I have, he's really smart. He's 6, he'll be 7 at the end of October, and he knows his numbers, he knows his colors, he knows his letters, big letters, small letters, in order, out of order. So we're going to get him speaking, we're going to get him talking. So that's the goal. But because he's not in first grade, I'm able to work with him during the morning. What else? Oh, my house had a flood. I don't know if I talked to you about that. So the faucet on the bathtub decided to break. And one of the girls decided they wanted to try to fix it. And they couldn't. And so I tried to put it back in its place because it was kind of sprouting water. In the meantime, when I tried to do that, the whole thing fell off. So imagine, you have your faucet and it's like stuck on the wall like that. and that falls off. So the water is coming out from there. And so it was just like torrenting into the house, into the bathroom, and torrenting into the kitchen. And I had the girls close the kitchen doors so that the water, if the water went in, it wouldn't flood the entire corridor. And their eyes were just like huge, like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? It was quite an experience. And I ran down the street to the former owner to see if they were home, if they could fix it. They were not home. And I thought, why did I run down? I have a phone. And so I called them to see if they were home, because if you just bang on the gate, they're not going to hear you. And they were not home, but they were on their way home, and I explained what happened. And so they came biking up really fast. And he managed to fix it so that the water would stop torrenting through. But by that time, the kitchen had pretty much flooded. I mean, not flooded, but there was a lot of water. So he got the water cleaned up and all that stuff. And the thing is that the turn-off switch is in the well, behind the well. But it's so old, it hadn't been used in a long time. Nobody could turn it off, turn it on, do anything. So we had to wait for the man with the key to the main water in the village to appear. Nobody could get a hold of him. So 2 or 3 days later, we found him. In the meantime, the side of my house where the bathtub is, it started to affect that outside wall. It got really, really wet. And so I took a picture of that, and that kind of got things moving a little bit. I had already bought a new faucet, so I was just waiting for somebody to come and put it on. So finally the water got turned off in the whole village. We got the faucet put back on. They installed a new turn off, turn on switch for the water. And now everything is great. And they even fixed my shower and put a new shower head on there. And so things are great. In the meantime, the faucet in the kitchen started to get a little loose. But then he came in and he fixed that. He tightened that so I wouldn't have to buy a new one. So I've told the girls, like, let's be careful with these faucet things because they can get kind of expensive. In the meantime, before that, the washing machine broke. And we'd already had it fixed once. And it's that little turny thingy that broke. And it didn't break. It just wouldn't. It's just like loose. Like it just goes round and round and round. It doesn't do anything. So thankfully, God blessed me with extra money. And I was able to, today I finished buying a new washing machine. And one of the assistant pastors, he's going to take the old one. And he'll probably fix it up and sell it, but that's okay. I don't care what he does with it as long as it's out of the house. But then last night I woke up like, oh my gosh, is it going to fit in this place that it needs to be? Because I don't have a big space for a washing machine. But I measured everything and everything should be cool. So that is what's going on. It's been like one after another of small disasters in the house, but hopefully those things are settled. As you know, after the last Glukiv camp, one of my girls went back home. And then at the beginning of September, when school started, my other girl, Alona, she went to the university. And she's now in the dorms. So I moved her out. And she is now registered in Mokachba University. And she's happily living in the dorm. And that was her choice. And she said, it's time for me to live on my own. I thought, okay, good luck. God bless you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. We had a great time. They're great memories, really great memories. So, that is pretty much what's going on. Recently, this week, the last 3 days, I had 2 guys from my church, Montlake Church in Seattle, Montlake Terrace, come and minister to the church and to the Glukiv kids, especially. Craig Finley and Todd Young. And along with him came the pastor from Arlington, Jim Jacobson. And these guys are like the Three Stooges together. They cracked me up. They are just really funny. But they were able to minister to a lot of the kids and connect with some of the ones that they knew from their first trip when they actually went to Glukiv. And today we saw Jim and Todd and Craig off. And they're on their way to Lviv. They will spend the night in Lviv and hook up with one of my friends who is in the army there, whom they knew. Jim will take the train to Lviv, where he will visit his adopted daughter. And Craig and Todd, they will go on to Glukiv. They will go to Ternopil first, and then from Ternopil they will go to Kiev, and from Kiev they will go to Glukiv. So pray for all their traveling. Pray for their time in Glukiv. It's only like 2 days, so it's going to be an intense time. The youth are getting ready for them. The church is getting ready for them. And his desire is their desire is just to minister and to pray for the youth and the pastor there, because it's in a dangerous area. They're getting hit a lot, air raid alarms are going off all the time. So, yeah. Speaking of air raid alarms, just to make sure that you know, yes, we did get hit here in Mukacheva. But yes, we are all safe. It was a electronics store, and apparently it's the American-owned company. It was right after Trump and Putin had their red carpet meeting, and Trump sent a little message, hey, I'm still in charge. The store got demolished, but everybody was safe. We had some injuries, but nobody died. Apparently, they have a underground place to hide. And they do that all the time when there's an air raid alarm. Doesn't matter where it's coming from or what it's doing, they go underground. And so that's what saved everybody. Praise the Lord. So since then, we haven't had anything. They have updated the air raid alarms to be more specific as to what areas. So that helps a little bit. But continue to pray for Ukraine that this war will come to an end. In the meantime, we are still ministering to Glukov kids. They've been here for a year. This is their second year, and we are ministering and we're supporting them in what ways we can. Some of the younger ones are actually going to school instead of having school online. The one who's staying with me, Milana, she's having university online. She's studying to be a veterinary doctor, domestic animals. For her college degree, she was studying farm animals. So she said one thing it's hard is that she's learning a lot of new things, anatomy, and I don't know, how to take care of dogs and cats, all that good stuff that you need to know as a veterinary doctor. So she's been really good, diligent at studying, and God bless her. She's actually been a good example to me. She gets up, she goes to her lessons online, she does her homework, and she gets sad when she doesn't get a good grade, but she knows how to improve. So, praise the Lord. I'm going to shift my body again. Sorry for all the shifting. We're going to shift this way. I'm sure people think I'm crazy standing here by the bridge talking to my phone. So that's about all that's going on. And October is coming, and it brings new things as well. We're also hoping that Craig and Todd, I don't know if Jim's going to be back, but Craig and Todd, we're hoping they will be back next Sunday. And we'll hear all about how their time in Glukov went. Be praying for them, pray for us, and pray for me as I start English club at the church, as I do English club at the school, and as I minister to the kids with lessons, and as I go out and help with the feeding that we have, that we give food to those who are poor, who have been displaced by the war, or those who are struggling with addictions. It's a hard thing during the war because you don't get a whole lot of money, and prices are going up, and you're trying to stay alive. So we do what we can. So I think that's about it. I think that's about it. So that's about it from Vanessa's Journeys, and I will be talking to you next month. And thank you to all of you who have been praying for me and who have supported me in different ways. And I apologize if I have repeated something that I said last month, but these are things that are fresh in my brain, and I just wanted to share them with you. So on that note, I'm going to enjoy a warm summery day, because starting Wednesday, the temperatures are going to drop. It's about 80 degrees outside at the moment. We still got people hanging out, walking, and people with their little children, people walking by the river. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. So I'm going to go enjoy this day, and then I'm going to go home and get some lesson planning done. So I'll talk to you guys later. Mwah.